Berto, strength coach, was sharing that not only the talent what is making those professional players, but the invisible training, the importance of invisible training, such as sleep, recovery, nutrition. These are the things that they really, really matter because we are training, what, 2, 3, maximum 4 hours a day? How many push-ups can you do? Can you do 30 at least? My expectation is that every basketball player would be able to do 50, but can you do at least 30? Late development, opportunity gaps, meaning maybe some of you will be recruited to the team that have a very good coach and they will be developing you right steps. Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Basketball Body and Mind. Today is a really special episode. I know I say that every time, but this time is really special episode because for the first time I am going solo. So there is no guest, only me talking. Every 10 episodes, I will be doing that. I will be reviewing past 9 episodes. I will be answering questions if I have received on social media or anywhere else. I will be reviewing interesting articles, like I will be sharing with one article today, or I will be also talking about the book or books that I have read and I think they would be beneficial for young basketball players. So first of all, I want to say thank you for listening. If you have been listening all episodes, or at least few, or at least one, I really, really appreciate that. There were maybe some mistakes over these episodes, some issues, technical recording issues. However, if you're still here listening, I really, really appreciate that. So now let's talk about the last episodes. We had incredible guests, professional players. We had strength coaches. We had mindset experts. We had basketball coaches. Everyone was sharing their experiences and advices for youth basketball players. I was always trying to, no, I did not try. I was pushing them to talk in terms of young basketball players, that they would answer the questions from that point of view so you can learn more from their experiences or their advices. And what we are going to talk about, so early success does not guarantee a great career. What really separates those who make to the top league versus who do not, the importance of routines, and a challenge that you can apply immediately to level up your game. So the challenge will be at the end. So now let's review the last episodes and what would be the common, let's say, topics or common phrases or common lessons that come up from these episodes. So the first one, and I do believe this is the most important, and it will be very related to the article I'm going to share: work ethic over talent. What do I mean? That most of these episodes, people were saying that hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. We all have heard this phrase. However, we still sometimes take it for granted. And we still think that someone who is more talented right now will be more successful basketball player in the future. However, that is not the case. As Tadas Sedekerskis in the first episode was sharing that he moved to Spain at age 14, and only with the relentless work, with the long hours of training, he made it, and he is right now captain of Baskonia. Or Roberto, strength coach, was sharing that not only the talent what is making those professional players, but the invisible training, the importance of invisible training, such as sleep, recovery, nutrition. These are the things that they really, really matter, because we are training, what, 2, 3, maximum 4 hours a day. So we are left 20, 22 hours in a day. And if you are only professional for 2 hours in a day, and 22 you do whatever, so hey, chances are very high that you are not going to make it. Then what really came a lot when I was talking to the strength coaches, mastering the basics in the weight room. We all are falling for those flashy Instagram exercises, and we think that getting more likes are going to maybe in the long run produce better results. But those Instagram, let's call it flashy Instagram exercises, will not lead you to the highest potential. We need to focus on the simple exercises first, especially at the early training years. So such as squats, push-ups, pull-ups, deadlifts. How many push-ups can you do? Can you do 30 at least? My expectation is that every basketball player would be able to do 50, but can you do at least 30? Can you go for 10 pull-ups in a row? Can you squat? Do like a goblet squat where you hold a dumbbell in front of you. Can you squat with 50 kilos? Team Canada uses 120 pounds, which is approximately 55 kilos. And then they progress either to front squats or to rear foot elevated or split squats. Are you able to do that? Deadlifts, trowbar deadlifts. Can you deadlift your 2 or 2.5 body weight? If not, why do you think that exercises on the stability ball will lead to better results? So you can be a pro on the court. Basketball wise, you can be super skilled, super talented, but you might be beginner in the weight room. Strength is the foundation. As everyone is saying, I agree 100% that strength is foundation for every movement that you are going to train. Steph Curry, he played in the first season in NBA. I believe he played 20 or 25 games. He suffered 5 ankle sprains. There is an article in ESPN, long article, how he changed his with his coach, how he changed his training regime, and he went super strong. And that might have, let's say, saved his career. He still do have the injuries, ankle sprains, but at much lesser extent and lesser, let's say, degree of the of the injury stage, of the injury grade. So it's very seriously. Take it very, very seriously. And lastly, what I would like to talk about is dealing with setbacks and your ability of staying consistent. So the Kerdu was talking that everyone will fail towards the success. Whether your success is winning the game, whether your success is being the MVP of the season, whether making to the pros, everyone will fail at some point of their career. It can be missing shots, not being able to continuously train. It can be many different factors. However, those who recover faster from that failure have more chances to succeed. Also, those who are learning from, let's call it failures, quote unquote, if they learn from them, they also can have higher rate of success. Failure is just a tool for you to learn. It's not the end result for you. If you missed a shot, like Kerdu was talking about the Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant at the end of the season, at the beginning of his career, he had 3 or 4 air balls at the end of the season. And he used that as a tool to ask a question. He asked, what can I do in order to not to experience this again. And he said, okay, I need to train my legs. So he trained his legs significantly all season long. Everyone has heard about the stories of Kobe Bryant doing early workouts, lifting heavy. And that's why he is one of the best ever played basketball, in my opinion. We can always, we can always disagree and talk about this, but he's one of the GOATs. Also, another thing dealing with setbacks is controlling only what you can control. If you cannot call bad calls from referees, maybe the subs of the coach, you cannot control those things. So why do we even worry about that? We have to find a way to calm ourselves during the game and have that next play mentality. Even if you're a sub, there's next play mentality. Okay, I will get back in and I'll do my best. We cannot put our energy on things that we cannot control, because that will not serve us good. So this would be the review of all the episodes, what I took from them. I'm super grateful for everyone joining me and having this conversation. But now let's talk about the article that I believe could be really article of the year. And it is by Adrian and Yanis. So I want to first of all apologize to them for harassing. As soon as I read the article, I was really texting them a lot and everything, but I was very excited. And the article name is Talent Identification, Time to Move Forward on Estimation of Potentials. You might not understand exactly what the article is about, but few things that I believe is very important for everyone to understand. And I always say that to my online youth basketball players that I work with. I say that I know that you can make it. I believe in you. And sometimes I feel that I believe more that they can make it to the professional leagues than they are. But what it says in that article, that less than 1/4, so less than 25%, exactly like 23% of youth national team players ever make it to the senior national teams. What does it mean? That if you have not been in the national team at age 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You still have 77% of making to the senior national team. Do you understand that? Even though you're not in the national team right now, it doesn't mean that you will not be in the national team later. Only 14% of athletes who competed in youth Olympic Games made it to the actual Olympic Games. So you have 86% of making to the Olympic Games, even though you have not been in the Youth Olympic Games. And what from that article stood out is not that the results of whether you have been MVP of the season, whether you have the best shooter, whether you have been in the national team at that age 13 to 18 years old group, not the success of that age group, but the best predictor for long-term success is your rate of improvement. Your rate of improvement. Rate of improvement in basketball, rate of improvement in body, rate of improvement in your mind. So even if you start just right now, you're at age 13, but maybe you will be attacking all those areas and you will improve significantly. You will improve fast. You will hire the coaches. You will take the right steps. Your chances of being professional is much higher than just being the best at age 15. So it's difficult to say who is going to make it, but there are things that you can do to maximize your chances. However, in that article, they also say that everyone's path to success is unique. Factors like injuries, late development, opportunity gaps, meaning maybe some of you will be recruited to the team that have a very good coach and they will be developing you with the right steps. Maybe somebody will go to the better club, but the coach will, for some reason, will not be that good developing the youth player. So maybe then only when you will change the team in few years, only maybe then you will start doing better. So do not compare yourself to others. Or, as Cardo said, if you are comparing yourself to yourself, you see the progress. But if you start comparing yourself to others, look at as a possibility. So if you see that somebody has super nice handles, or maybe someone is incredible three-point shooter, don't think, oh, he or she has it and I don't. Think about it is possible. If he or she is doing that, it is possible for me also. So this is the article. I believe very important is it shows the possibility for everyone that it doesn't matter early success. The most important thing is your progress, your work, your commitment, consistency, all of these things, sleep, invisible hours, these things, they add up. And that very nicely leads to the things that you could do. We need to create routines to be professionals. Usually, when young players enter the professional leagues, they do not have routines developed yet. Maybe they do not think that it is that important. Maybe they do not know their bodies or minds so well, so they don't know what routines work for them. You can see that many, especially older professional players, they have routines for everything. They have their pre-game routines, maybe pre-game meals. They have prehab routines that they do for the ankles, maybe for the hips, from the past injuries that they have learned. They take something from every coach and they include something. They develop those routines. They know what they need to do each day to help them to play longer and to play, let's call it, better. So what could be, let's use a few examples. What could be pre-game routine? So let's talk now only about the pre-game, and we do not talk about the all the meals and everything coming up to the game. So pre-game routines could be maybe you arrive to the arena 90 minutes before, and or maybe we could even talk about this, that you arrived 90 minutes before, but you don't have access to the gym because maybe the gym is open only 1 hour or 30 minutes before. But you still can change your clothes, but stand, there is no locker room. Okay, dress up before, and when you get to the arena, you start foam rolling. You start with the foam rolling, full body scan, every single muscle you foam roll for 10 minutes, for example. Yes, then you get to the stretching. If you are super flexible, you will not need to stretch. Most likely you will just need to do we call it activation, but we would say, okay, we'll do some hip lifts, some activation for the upper back, some leg lifts, all of these exercises, core activation. I know some people do not like the word activation, but I will call it for the sake of understanding. However, most of the players, they will need to stretch. First of all, you need to think about the areas that are the most tight in general. So for basketball players, those are usually the ankles and hips. So these are the areas that you would be stretching in that your pre-game. So you do a couple of exercises for the ankles, maybe pushing the knee forward, then sitting on your heels, like a kneeling position. So that could be a couple of exercises. Then you move to the hips. Hips, I would definitely include a little bit more of the exercises. So you would include, for example, when you're half kneeling, moving your hips forward, then you maybe put your foot on the side, you stretch your groins, then you rotate your leg underneath. You're stretching the rotational, let's say, movement of the hip, but there are different hip exercises that you could do. So that would be another pre-game routine. After that, probably you will have maybe 30 minutes before the game, so you will have access to the court. So you go in the court and maybe you have a couple of minutes of dribbling routine that you do. So you do that dribbling routine. Maybe you start slowly, but to feel the ball, so you just do slowly and then progress the speed. Or maybe you are progressing from stationary exercises into moving, and you can do just like a couple of minutes. That's fine. And then you move to your shooting routine. Either you are doing with the team, or maybe you have the shooting routine that you do. So maybe starting form shooting under the basket, then you step back a little bit, step back, and eventually you are doing the 3-pointers. And then you finish the warm-up with high-intensity drills. These exercises, these routines can be done before every practice. So if you would do just 2 minutes of dribbling before every single practice, it would equal to approximately 15 hours in a year. 15 hours of extra dribbling. Imagine how good you can get with your non-dominant hand in 15 hours. If you did 15 hours straight dribbling with your non-dominant hand, that's the power of routines. So you could pick something that you want to improve for your basketball, something for your body, like ankle and hip mobility, for example, and something from your mind. So it could be like a breathing, pizza breathing, as Gerdu was saying, or maybe you would do some visualization in the evening. But imagine how good you can get if you develop these routines. So then you don't need to think. You come to the game and you know exactly what you need to do. Just before what you do before every training session, you do exactly the same before the game. So you know that your body will be ready. You know that you will be improving in the long term because you are working on the weak areas that you know that these are the weak areas, and you will be developing those weak areas. And also, the last thing is you take off so much of the mental stress from you. You don't have to think, should I now go to the free throws? Should I go under the basket? What type of shot I need to do? Should I now shoot 5 times from the corner? Or should I do 3 and 3 and 3? No, you don't have to think. You come and you execute. And also this will lead to the consistency, building the habit of consistency. Every single person believes that I talked with that consistency always leads to success. Always. You cannot be successful without doing something consistent. You cannot improve just by one time showing up. You cannot improve by doing dribbling one time. You cannot improve shooting by shooting just once every, 2 weeks. No, it has to be consistent. And science shows that even if you do small things consistently, small time consistently, even just few minutes, it will lead to better results than you will be doing it for long time, but you would be doing every few weeks. So small details, they add up. Whether you want to improve your shooting, whether you want to improve your sleep, adding just 5 minutes, then adding maybe extra 10 minutes, they will make a difference over a year. But imagine over 5 years, it will be much bigger improvement than in just one season. And one example that I would like to share, I hope the person will not mind because he was already mentioned on the, I believe, 3rd episode, is Alvaro. He is one of the athletes that I worked with when I was in Czech Republic during COVID years. And he came from Spain, never played in national team. He was little higher than myself. Maybe he was like 185 or something like this. Not super athletic. I believe he has played some minutes played in 4th division of Spain. But what really stood out were a couple of things: that he was super competitive and he outworked everyone. He outworked everyone. I would need to tell him, and the basketball coaches would need to tell him the same when he was on the basketball court, like, get out. That's it. Training session is over. He would always come up and do something. Sometimes he would show up at, if it would start like 6:30, he would show up at 6:30 and stayed either in the weight room or on the basketball court till 12:30. And I remember one time he was kicked out of the basketball court because he needed to rest. Then he came to the weight room. Then I said, okay, go outside of the weight room. And then I found him running the stairs, where you need to go to the to the basketball court. You need to run maybe it's like 15 stairs, and he was running those stairs quickly, just chopping feet and quickly moving up. So I said, Alvaro, get out, move. But where is he now? He has never, as I said, never been in the national team. Yes, he was not someone who would be I don't know what would be the word, like, he was not standing out from the crowd when you would look. But his work ethics, you cannot see that, but his work ethic was. Right now, he was last year in the Spanish under-22 national team. And also, he is one of the best point guards in the NCAA based on assist and turnover ratio. So this is just one of the example from my experience, that hard work always beats talent. I'm not saying he was not talented, but regardless of how much talent you have, you need to work hard. If those come together, like, then you have superstars. But if you do not have that big talent, but you are super hard worker, not only on the court, not only in the weight room, but also doing those invisible things, you have great success, great potential for success. The only way for you to maximize your chances is to work hard. There's no other way. Never talent is enough. Maybe it will be enough for one season, but if you're not working hard in all the areas, you're not going to make it. So working hard takes time, and time is the most valuable asset that we have. So I want to throw a challenge for you. The challenge is that take your phone and check your screen time right now. I know you're not doing. Take your phone. So I'll do it with you. I'm taking my phone and I will be checking the screen time. So how much screen time do you have a week, and on what you spend your time mostly? So now I'm looking at my phone. I see that last week was a little bit different because for 3 days I was on vacation. So I see that I average 3 hours, 40 minutes a day. Mostly I use Waze. Then I used Instagram and WhatsApp. Week before, I averaged 1 hour, 57 minutes. Mostly Google Maps, then Chrome, then Waze, and then Instagram. So these are my hours. If you spend more time on your phone than you are practicing, we have an issue. Unless you see that you are spending more time not on social media, or maybe even on social media, but you always study something. You're watching YouTube videos, how to improve your game. And my hours are these 2 and 3 hours a week. I challenge you, if you have 5 or 6, I challenge you with 1 less hour, 1 hour less, and change that to something productive that would lead you to better results on the basketball court. You can stretch. You can watch full game, not highlights, but full game, and pick a player that is something that you could relate to, and watch what the player does, how he or she is moving on the court, how does the defense look, what is the footwork one uses. Do that. if you spend 6 hours a day on your phone, I cannot even imagine how many hours are that, like 1,800 hours in a year. That is what? I don't even know. That is like 3 months probably that we are spending time in a year, 3 months on the phone, nonstop. So then when you think that for 5 months you are sleeping, you are left with for 4 more months to train. Imagine how better you could be if you did that less. And I'm not against the phones when it's used well, when you are consciously deciding that, okay, I will go to scroll now because this is how I feel I can disconnect, and my brain shuts down, so I need to just shut down. If you are choosing that consciously, that's fine, because it's your conscious decision. Maybe it really helps you. But probably it would be a big difference if you did it for 15 minutes rather than 2 hours. Use your phone to your advantage. Or maybe you have something else that doesn't help you. Maybe you are gaming for 4 hours a day. How serious are you then about your basketball career? Maybe I take it a little bit personal, because when I was young, I played the games, but for some reasons it didn't kind of stick with me. I then quit and I'm not playing anymore, and I don't feel it so intriguing. But I know that many players do feel, and I don't have an issue with that unless it's done at the expense of your career. If that doesn't help you to sleep, if you're struggling to sleep because you're using your phone too much, if you are not sure how much you ate because you are scrolling at the same time or watching some TV shows and you just snack, that's not good. That's not good. So I challenge you, check your phone, see the screen time, say to yourself, okay, I'll do less every day. So I'll do 1 hour less. Yes, 1 hour less a day. And this is how you improve. Devote that 1 hour to something else. Listen to a podcast. How Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, LeBron James are talking. Pick a book, Kobe, Mamba Mentality. Learn from them. You will be more like them if they will be talking to your ears. That was a little bit personal, yes? Okay, so final takeaways are that work ethics beat talent every time. Progress matters more than where you are right now. You understand? Progress matters more than where you are right now. Second takeaway would be routines and small habits separate elite players from average ones. If you can, build them early. Text me. I'll help you to build those habits early. Build them when you're 15, when you're 13, when you're 18. But don't expect that you will be professional when you will enter the league. No. Be professional now, and your work ethics, your habits, your routines will take you to the professional league. And lastly, your path is unique. Don't compare yourself to others. Or if you do compare, it's hard not to compare, even for me. But if you do compare, don't let it to bring you down. Use it as a fuel, as a motivation for you to see what is really possible. To see comparison as a possibility for you to improve. So that is for today, the solo episode. I hope you have learned something. I hope that you are a little bit motivated from this monologue. And remember, I do believe in you, but if you don't believe, how can you even make it? If you think that, yes, maybe I will make it to the professional league, maybe I will not sure, I will see how it goes, you're not going to make it. You have to believe, you must believe in yourself that you are going to make it. No one is going to stop you. No injuries, no friends. Yes, maybe we can talk about the friends and the environment later, or listen to episode 9 with Domantas, strength coach from Žalgiris. So if you do not believe in yourself, no one else will, and you will not make it. Believe in yourself. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and share this episode. This is the best way to support us. But for now, keep training, basketball, body, and mind.